Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is an Aldi small grocery haul video, and then I also have some really good recipes that I am super excited to share with you guys. So first I got a bunch of bananas. I like to eat these pretty much each day as like a healthy snack, typically in the morning. Looks like there's about 8 or 9 of them there. And then I got a pack of strawberries. These were pretty reasonably priced at like $1.95, I believe. And then I also got some baby carrots. I like to have these on hand for my daughter when she wants a snack late at night. So I try to always keep those in the fridge if possible. And then just got a bag of apples, another item that I try to eat one each day. The bags of apples that I usually get from Aldi, there's usually at least one apple in there that has like a big bruise or a bad spot on it. And these ones look pretty good, but they seem to go bad pretty quickly. And like I said, there's usually one at the bottom that has a big spot on it. Next, I picked up some peaches. I wanted to try the fresh ones from Aldi. I have some frozen peaches that I'm going to use in my recipe that will be later in this video, and I'm really excited to try that. And I'm hoping to start a series where I am trying out one ingredient in some recipes for the week. And then these are obviously some chicken thighs. Not sure what I'm going to do with those yet. And then I got some ham. I like to have some kind of lunch meat to do wraps for lunches because they're really easy. And then I got some cream cheese. And then I was able to find some salmon. This one was half off. I like going to Aldi to see if they have any items that are half off or discounted. And then I got a really large container of the chicken tenderloins. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with those either yet, but they were a pretty good price. And then I did get some imperial butter. I don't really like this brand per se. It's just the cheapest there. And so because it's cheap, I feel like the only thing it makes a difference in is when you bake Rice Krispie treats. They seem to kind of taste a little bit funny when I make those with that kind of butter. And then I got some applesauce for my daughter as like a snack. Also, I wanted her to try these Mambas. The checkout lady said this was like the best flavor of those, and she kind of likes that just as a treat for her. And then I also got these fruit and grain bars. My daughter loves to eat these in the morning for breakfast, and we're usually in a hurry. I know they're probably not the most healthy, but it works. And then I got some bomb pops. She loves popsicles, my daughter does, and so I like to have these on hand as like a snack or like a little treat for her, especially in the summertime. There's also another kind that I buy that are in the plastic that's like the juice that you freeze. She really, really enjoys those in the summertime. And then I also got some cucumbers. Again, I use this as a late night snack for her if she's hungry. I did get these really cute sloth dryer balls. I thought they were just really adorable, so I wanted to pick them up, and I'm probably needing some more anyway. And then I found these really cute bento boxes at Aldi, and I just love the colors and that it comes with like a little fork and spoon that you can use in your lunch. I'm not sure, my daughter is starting pre-K, and so I'm not sure if I'll have to pack her lunch or if she'll be able to get the hot lunch at school, but I wanted to buy those just in case. And actually I've been using them for myself and I really enjoy them. And then one more thing I got is these Barbie underwear for my daughter. She is obsessed and loves Barbie. And I thought it was cute because it came with some little stickers. And I feel like she can always use a pack of underwear. These were about, I think they were $9.99, which is, I say a little bit pricey for Aldi, but I mean, I would say like underwear, it's pretty standard for the price, and it did come with 10, which is kind of a lot, I would say. And then in total, I spent about 62.71, and this was a shorter grocery trip. I usually have to buy more, but I'm trying to clean out my cabinets and my freezer and try to be better about using up the things that I already have. And I typically will split up my food purchase versus the other things like the underwear and the bento box. I will probably put that and the dryer balls into a different fund category for my budgeting purposes. And then I'm just showing again everything that I got from Aldi. Like I said, this trip was $62.71. And then I'm going to go ahead and make some peach cobbler. Oops, sorry, I had my cornbread mix in the frame. So we're just going to go ahead and get started with that. I had some frozen peaches that I pulled out of the freezer and I let those thaw. And so now I'm just going to go ahead and strain out all the liquid. The recipe, I believe, called for canned or fresh peaches, but I figured I would try and do it with frozen peaches because that's what I had on hand. And like I said, I wanted to try the fresh peaches that I had gotten from Aldi to see if they were any good. And they actually were pretty good, surprisingly. So I'm just using my daughter's iPad to bring up the recipe for the peach cobbler. And then I am going to get 1/4 cup of white sugar and then 1/4 cup of brown sugar and just add that into the bowl with the peaches. And then I'm going to go ahead and get some cinnamon and then some nutmeg as well. And this recipe, I have not done a recipe like this for peach cobbler. It called for cornstarch, which I was kind of surprised. I had never put cornstarch in my peach cobbler. The last time I made this, the recipe, it was more like a crumble that went on top, whereas this recipe was kind of like cakey. I don't know if you can see it coming up when I'm showing a picture of what it looks like. But I was kind of surprised that it turned out like that, but it was actually really, really good. I actually kind of like that better than the crumble on top. And so this is just me mixing, and that's what the mixture looks like. And then I'm just going to go ahead, once I'm done mixing all that up, put that all in the pan. And then after that, I'm just going to start on the topping that I have to make to go on top. And I put these in the oven. It said to put them in the oven for a little bit while you go ahead and make that topping. So now that I've put all the ingredients together, I'm just kind of mixing it with my hand, trying to get the butter kind of incorporated into the mixture. That's what it looked like when I was done. And then I forgot to show me putting in the water, but it called for water, like hot water. So then I put that in and then I put it on top of the peaches. And then it also said to mix cinnamon and then some sugar. So I just mixed up a little bit in one of the fourth cup that I used for the other sugar. Just mix that up really quick in there and then spread it on top. And then I'm just going to go ahead and put it in the oven and bake it until it is all done. I don't know if anyone else likes to clean up while they are in the process of cooking, but I try to do this, especially because my kitchen is just so tiny, so it makes it hard. And then I'm going to go in and I am making this salmon that I'm going to have for dinner tonight. The recipe called for brown sugar and Cajun seasoning, so I'm going ahead and mixing that together. I think it called for more than this, but it also called for more salmon fillets, and I just had the one that I was using, so I didn't mix up as much just because I don't have as many, but I went ahead and mixed that up. And then I'm going to put salt on both sides of the salmon and then put on the brown sugar mixture on top. So now that I have the salmon and the peach cobbler in the oven, I'm going to go ahead and start on my next recipe, which is cornbread muffins. And I guess they could be considered like jalapeno cornbread muffins because I put in some jalapenos that I have been growing on my back patio, and for whatever reason this one was kind of red inside. I don't really know why. I may have left them out for too long or not used them quick enough, because I know I have another one out there right now that's kind of turning like a dark red, probably because it's getting overripe. But I am cutting those up right now. And I thought this was actually pretty good, these jalapeno corn muffins. I really like cornbread. It's probably not a good season to have this, but I figured I needed to use up the jalapenos and I had the cornbread mix on hand, and so I thought, why not? But this would be a really delicious side for like barbecue, ribs, or like chili in the fall. I feel like that would be a better time to make it. But like I said, I had all the ingredients and I'm trying to be a little bit better with how expensive everything is right now, with using up the things that I have at my house in my cupboard, in my fridge, or in my freezer, versus picking a recipe and then having to buy a bunch of different ingredients for that recipe. So the salmon was done, so I took that out when I was still doing the corn muffins, and now the peach cobbler is done. Oh, this was really delicious. This is what it looks like right out of the oven. If you can kind of see, it appears more like cake. I would say the topping more than like a crumble that, like I'd said I'd done in the past. So now I'm just going to go ahead and wait for the corn muffins to be done. And this whole process, I would say, took me about an hour, maybe a little bit longer than an hour. So I was able to make these all pretty quickly. And now I am just now finishing up some dishes. I got these little bento boxes from Aldi and I really love them. I haven't used them for my daughter yet, and that's actually why I bought them, was to actually like have her use those for lunches. But actually I've been using them for lunches. For I usually do like a wrap with some veggies or some fruit, and it's really nice because the wrap fits really well on the one side, and then the other side I just put in the fruit or veggie that I want for that day. And so now I'm just going ahead and finishing up the dishes. Oh, I hate doing dishes. It's like one of the worst tasks that I think to do in the kitchen. I enjoy cooking, but I hate cleaning up. And I know that it's part of cooking, but it just is really annoying to me. So I like to try to stay on top of this. And honestly, my kitchen is so small that I don't really have the ability to let them stack. So I forgot to show you what the corn muffins look like straight out of the oven. So that is what they look like in my car on the way to take them to dinner. And this next recipe is a cookie recipe. It is a peanut butter marshmallow, and then also had chocolate chip cookie recipe. I saw this on Pinterest and I was really excited to try it, and it was pretty good. I thought it was going to be a little bit better, but it was still really good. And maybe it's just because I had them for like a whole week and I was getting kind of tired of the taste of them. But I'm just going to go ahead and measure in the flour. I'm using wheat flour for these. That may also be why they didn't taste as good as I thought they maybe could have, but just for like the health benefits, I really don't know if there's a whole lot difference. I haven't really noticed it in anything else that I've been baking using whole wheat flour versus just white flour, but I really would like to try to use, I can't think of the brand right now, but like I probably should use like gluten-free stuff. I try not to eat a whole lot of gluten, but honestly, it's just really pricey to buy other things, and I feel like at this point in my life I'm not gonna try to make the switch, and I don't really know if it has upsets my stomach or anything, or if there's any kind of allergy that I have, but I just, for whatever reason, have been trying to eat less gluten. I don't go completely gluten-free, but just try to do less and like not keep bread sitting around in my house every week, as much as that would be super nice, but I try not to keep that in my house if I don't need to, and it's just me and my daughter, and I feel like it's really hard to eat like a whole loaf of bread. She doesn't eat sandwiches. She doesn't really do toast. I mean, if I had it, maybe she would, but I'm thinking she doesn't really miss it that much when I don't have it in the house. So then I'm just going to go ahead and whisk all of the dry ingredients together. And I will go ahead, and then I think I forgot to show me mixing the wet ingredients, but that's what I'm doing now. It probably called for a hand mixer, but I don't have a hand mixer. I used to have one, but I don't anymore. So I'm just going to go ahead and mix this by hand. I really should probably get one because it's super convenient to do it that way. But I also don't really have the room in my kitchen for another appliance as much as I would like to get a hand mixer. So at this point, I am just finishing mixing all of the wet ingredients together. I'm wondering if it's these types of bowls that I use, but I feel like I always get clumps or lumps of, if it's like dry ingredients, flour, or wet ingredients. I feel like for this it was the butter, but I seem to always have those clumps when I'm baking, so that's what it looks like when I've mixed the dry and wet ingredients. And then there is the chocolate chips and marshmallows mixed in as well. And then I'm just going to go ahead, it said to use an ice cream scoop, so that's what I have right there, to go ahead and put the cookies on the baking sheet. And I put down parchment paper so that they didn't stick to the pan, and I'm pretty sure that's what it said to do. And it said to only do 6 cookies on each sheet, so I think I had to do at least 3, maybe even 4 cookie sheets. And I only have one other pan, so that made it a little bit difficult, but I guess I could have probably waited and just done 1 or 2 pans at a time. But I just honestly wanted to get them all out, and I did have to chill these for an hour, and so I just put them all in my fridge, let them chill for an hour, and then I went ahead and baked them. So this is what they looked like after I was all done putting them on the parchment paper. And then, like I said, I chilled them for an hour and then baked them. And this is what they looked like. Thank you guys so much for watching my channel. I'll link these recipes down in the description box. Hope you enjoyed them. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one.